Good morning, Charlie Pierce.
Good morning, Jody Hamilton.
Splat. Okay, good morning, Charlie.
Hi, Steph. How are you?
Oh, good. Let's get down to business. Okay. You are a longtime chronicler of these things, and you said it, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me 290 times, shame on me. No Republican proposal on anything can be trusted as long as Mitch McConnell is a living, breathing congressional leader. The Republicans can intone the conjuring word bipartisan as often as they want. There are no buyers across the table for their magic beans anymore. Thank effing God, yes. I say, right?
No, I think that the real tell is the fact that the coal baron Republican governor of West Virginia is saying, get off the dime and pass this thing tomorrow.
Did you understand the cow analogy? We don't understand about the legs on the cow. Did you?
What?
He was talking about the leg. Now we got to go big.
Oh, he was talking about shoes. He said, if you buy shoes that are too big, you can still wear them. You buy shoes that are too small and they're useless.
There was a cow in there.
There's a cow reference. There was a cow part.
Well, I didn't hear the cow part, but I did hear the shoes part. And he's right. Basically, he's saying that like Susan Collins should shut up and put on extra socks.
It's true.
Yeah.
You said it seems the White House is planning to take advantage of the fact that its proposal is actually popular out in the country beyond the green rooms of the Capitol. In addition, over the weekend, they sent an unmistakable shot across the bow of two Democratic moderates who've been inclined to make mischief in the past, which is why I'm wearing my MVP, Madam Vice President t-shirt. You said Joe Manchin, Kristen Sinema looked up and saw Vice President Kamala Harris all over local media in their respective states pushing hard for the administration's relief plan. At the very least, Manchin got the message. He said, I saw the interview. I couldn't believe it. No one called me about it. We're going to try to find a bipartisan pathway forward, but we need to work together. That's not a way of working together. And thank you, Charlie. You said the president doesn't need Joe Biden's permission to talk to anyone, anywhere. I realize it's been a long time since a Democratic president played this kind of hardball, but a little touch of LBJ is what's needed.
Yeah,
and he be my daddy, and I don't care.
Pardon me? That's right. That's right. No, actually, technically, Hubert beat your daddy.
Right.
Well,
okay.
And
LBJ beat
mom or something.
He did. LBJ did play grab ass with my mother
Yeah.
at a ball or something.
Yeah.
Okay. but you're right. It's like time to play some hardball, Charlie. Thank you. And I understand. I'm sure they're respectful to Joe Manchin, but this is what you do. You take the case right to the American people, and 74% of them say yes. And that includes people in West Virginia, right?
And not just that, but I mean, there's 400 mayors signed a letter. I mean, these are the people who are at the sharp end of the spear. I mean, they know what's needed, and they don't have any patience for the usual foolishness.
Yeah.
And Biden is on their side. He's not on the side of anybody in Congress at this point, except the people, obviously the support he's getting. He may have to go through reconciliation. He seems willing to do that.
Yeah. And there's no help in this 1/3 the amount of Biden's package. It's ridiculous. I mean, I love you said.
And they're not going to pass it. They're going to propose it, and nickel and dime it, and negotiate over it and stall as long as they can.
I love that you just said, yeah, that's a no. What do we have for the runners-up, Johnny Olson?
Something lovely from Dicker and Dicker of Beverly Hills.
What's that?
Nothing. That was an old quiz show joke.
Delay, so you'll have to wait till I finish asking you something because we can't. Okay. Yeah. No, we were saying that it was a very polite 2 hours with the president of the United States.
Yeah, I mean, he's hearing them out. Everybody's got the right to come in and have the president say no to them.
Right.
I mean, Jen Psaki pretty much gave the game away in the afternoon. Yeah, they're coming over and they're going to talk, but we're going to do what we want anyway. And
pound sand.
Yeah. Also, I thought it was interesting that she went at that one guy and said, what people are we talking about? People in the hallways?
Yeah, oh, she was great. We just played all her. Love her so much. Oh, my God. Okay. So, by the way, speaking of dealing with Republicans, you were talking about, I saw this Governor Asia Hutchinson talking about Marjorie Taylor Greene. I'm going to answer that question as to whether she's fit to serve because she believes in something everyone else does not accept. And you said, Christ almighty, dude, you're governor of Arkansas. You can say shooting Nancy Pelosi is a bad idea and still get reelected.
And the amazing thing is he's term limited. He's not running again anyway.
Right.
What does he possibly have to lose?
These are the profiles encourage. And by the way, I hadn't even heard the one about the Clintons killed JFK Jr.
JFK Jr.
That,
Huh?
I had not
JFK
heard.
Jr.
Right,
yes.
that's what I said. JFK Jr. in his plane.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
have to
I see. I walked on the end of your sentence again because of the delay.
Yeah, it's a Zoom thing. Zoom, different people.
It's
Yeah,
lose focus.
I mean, I thought, that was a new one on me too, actually. Although I'm still trying to get over the Hillary Clinton wearing the baby's face.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like you have to be kind of sick to even think of that. But okay. So give me your take on, because we both don't trust Mitch McConnell as far as we can throw his shell. But I don't know what to say. He came out and called Marjorie Taylor Greene's support for these dangerous conspiracy theories a cancer on the Republican Party. Someone who suggested perhaps no airplane hit the Pentagon on 9/11, that horrifying school shootings were pre-staged, and the Clintons crashed JFK Jr.'s airplane is not living in reality. This has nothing to do with the challenges facing American families or the robust debates on substance that can strengthen our party. He called them loony lies and conspiracy theories. Green tweeted, "The real cancer for the Republican Party is weak Republicans who only know how to lose gracefully. This is why we're losing our country." Who's going to win this fight, Charlie? So Donald Trump called.
I think what you're seeing is, Mitch is hearing it from the big money donors right now.
Right.
Yeah.
I think the Koch people want to get back behind the Republicans and the conservative project, and they know they can't do it as long as the crazy, the crazy locomotive is pulling the train. And I think that Mitch knows where his power is, and his power is with the money behind the Republican establishment, which is also crackpot conservative, but not anywhere near what we're dealing with here. So yeah, I think that's the calculation he's made.
I mean, so Democrats now have begun preparing to strip her of her committee assignments if Republican leaders don't do it, right? Kevin McCarthy, profile Encourage, said he found Greene's comments disturbing, but doesn't appear to have met with her yet or weighing how to respond.
He was going to give her a stern talking to when everybody came back, as I recall. He hasn't done that yet.
Yeah. So Jim McGovern said, if Kevin McCarthy doesn't have the courage to do what's right and remove her from the committees, we will. So unfortunately, she's not going to be expelled, right? Because that requires almost 70 House Republicans.
Yeah. It's not feasible, but you can marginalize her to the point where she's not effective and, turn her into Steve King right off the bat instead of waiting, 20 years like they did with Steve King.
Right. But my question is, are they going to do it, or are they going to force Democrats to do it? Because Kevin McCarthy, I mean, he's all there groveling at Mar-a-Lago. Trump is writing out mean tweets about Liz Cheney and trying to get other people to tweet them. I mean, who's going to win this war in the Republican Party? McConnell's standing up for Liz Cheney. The party that complains about cancel culture is trying to cancel Liz Cheney, right? I mean, who's going to...
Or trying to cancel Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Right.
It's a war of cancel cultures.
Well, it shouldn't just be canceled. She should be arrested. I mean, if more and more comes out about this, right, and they're involved, that's like Nancy.
Every news cycle gets worse for these people.
Right.
I mean, there's an Axios story today about how completely insane the meetings in the Oval Office were after the election.
Oh, we already went through. Those are fantastic.
Oh, it's unbelievable. I mean, a lot of people are trying to, maintain their political viability, as Bill Clinton said. So they're leaking like sieves.
Right. Right. But it's hard to make predictions how this GOP civil war comes out. What's going to happen with the impeachment?
It's possible for both sides to lose. I would be very happy with that outcome.
I know. I hate to help them. I feel like, good. Tie yourself to Trump and the QAnon crazies. Good. Yes. Keep going.
Meanwhile, Joe Biden will save the country.
Yes.
So we'll be over here saving the country while you guys figure out whether or not you want to believe in Jewish space lasers.
Can I just say my favorite pundit moment of that is, who was it? John Meacham said, "I'm Episcopalian. I just want to know why we don't have a space laser."
Where are the Catholic lasers?
Yeah. Where are the atheist lasers?
There you go.
Yeah. Right. Well, Charlie, but that's what we were saying. Is it's
the nuns in my grammar school had lasers. I was convinced of that before anyone else did. Came out of their eyes.
Nuns, yeah.
It's just
You felt that stare.
The amount of crazy people is just really disturbing, and I don't know how many of them are rescuable by their friends or family.
A great number of them, if not a majority of them, aren't.
Yeah.
As long as they all keep imbibing, in the, the clear, fresh water of the conservative ecosystem on the radio and on TV, they are going to, they're beyond all hope.
I love this tweet. D Knight said, I had a conversation about 9/11 earlier and how I never forget where I was and how I watched that second plane fly into the tower and how it made me feel. For me, 1/6 is like that, but worse because I don't remember half of America rooting for the effing planes.
Yeah.
In this AOC thing, I don't know if
That
you
was
watched
astonishing to me. I give her enormous amount of credit for that.
people on Fox already mocking her and saying she's
Oh yeah. Absolutely. You knew that was coming, right? I mean, that's one of the reasons why I admire her, because she knew it was coming too.
Yeah. But I mean, she has obviously been a particular target. The right has made her a particular target. She has had a particular amount of death threats already. And that was just raw and emotional and honest. I mean,
but lucky she had California's own Katie Porter as a den mother.
Yes.
But what I
mean, bring out the whiteboard, boys. I will whiteboard you to death. I will whiteboard your ass all the way back to whatever trailer park you came from.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but that's how raw and honest and human were those moments where she's saying, I'm a mom. I got enough stuff in here. We can stay in here for a month. Yeah. And she's saying, I hope I get to be a mom. I get to be a mom. I hope I don't die today. I mean, but just her describing the hearing, where is she? Where is she? And feeling like
hiding behind the bathroom door.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that all should be testimony, all of this. I mean, this brutal video, I think, and the fact that I don't even think we knew these details, did we, Charlie? It was 6 hours. They were in the dark, hiding, scared for their lives.
Yeah, I knew it was. I mean, I didn't know the precise amount of time, but I knew it was longer than it seemed on TV.
Mm-hmm. And by the way,
we didn't know where they were. All we saw was the rioters.
Well, and Katie Porter saying that there was no direction given to them where to go or where would be safe or who. Well, they didn't know if it was policemen or rioters that they were hearing.
Well, they didn't know if they could trust the police either.
Yeah, yeah.
And they're talking about she's talking about not knowing where her extraction point is. That's the kind of thing. That's the kind of thing you learn to escape the nuclear missile that's on the way in.
Loved your tweet. You said, is it me or should Congress people not have to be worrying about where their extraction point is?
Yes.
Yes.
Should it not be 0 dark 30 every day in Congress? It's like astounding.
It's astonishing. I mean, and then they all came back and they voted for it anyway. They voted with the mob anyway.
Yeah. Well, but AOC also revealed she was receiving many text messages warning of expected violence for nearly a week before January 6th. So this lays lie the more and more we hear, Charlie, that this was just totally unexpected. This was
I think there was a hardcore organized center to this thing, and then there were a lot of hangers on.
Yeah.
Who basically were there to, maybe break a window, walk in, take their picture, and then leave. Right. But there was a cadre of people who really knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
And we came very, very close to something really, really bad.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, she said 1 week before I started to get text messages that I needed to be careful. In that particular, I needed to be careful about the 6th. These text messages came from other members of Congress. They were not threats. They were other members say they knew what they were hearing, even from Trump people and Republicans. They knew in their life that there was violence expected on Wednesday. She said, anyone who tells you we couldn't have seen this coming is lying to you. Anyone who's gone on the record and said there was no indication of violence has lied. There were so many indications leading up to that moment. And so I just, I think you're right, Charlie. Like we've said, time has not been on their side for this impeachment.
No, as long as it goes, the worse it's going to sound for them.
Can you 17 play this for Charlie? So this is his new dirtbag lawyer that wouldn't prosecute Bill Cosby. But
does this country really need to see videotapes? We know now, apparently, that Mr. Swalwell and the other managers tend to show videotapes of the riots and people calling in, people being hurt, police officers talking. Why does the country need that now? We would stipulate that there was a riot that went on that day. It was a tragedy. President Trump has condemned violence at all times. Read the words of his speech, calls for peacefulness. This has nothing to do with President Trump, and the country doesn't need to just watch videos of riots and unrest. We need to heal now.
Good God.
That's evidence. You play evidence.
Heal this, pal,
Yeah, because of course you don't want us to play. I love how they keep talking like this is so far in the past. It's like, dude, it was 3 weeks.
Well, yeah, and President Trump also said peaceable. So
Yeah.
what?
And Lindsey Graham,
It's almost like these people don't understand nuance.
Right.
Yeah. Lindsey Graham giving a Lady Macbeth Kavanaugh hearing performance of epic proportions yesterday.
This trial in. If the House managers want to use this as a political commercial against Donald Trump and Republicans, and they want to call witnesses now, they didn't call during the impeachment process in the House, this thing could go for weeks or months, and that would be bad for the country. So to my Democratic colleagues, if you vote to call one witness, none were called in the House, get ready for a long trial.
Fine.
Let's do it.
No question.
Lindsay's got to be Butch now because Butch quit. So Lindsay's
Start cutting deals with some of the minor participants.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
yeah.
You
Give me
know,
one.
we won't charge you with this federal misdemeanor if you come to the Senate and tell us what you did.
Mhm.
Yeah, there-
Sure,
One-
fine. I got no
Now-
problem.
Calling in the House, I think we know what happened that day. But if you open up that can of worms, we'll want the FBI to come in and tell us about how people actually
Good.
pre-planned these attacks.
Good.
Great.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. No question.
You'll box if you call
I
one
get the
witness,
feeling Lindsay's a little bit confused.
vote and get this trial over next week when it starts.
Lindsay's just not good at being threatening
No.
and macho
No.
and Butch.
Really, none of them are really good at being in the minority. Have you noticed?
Mm-hmm.
They're pretending they're not. That's why they're
Yeah.
delaying the organizing resolution, because they can continue to pretend they're in the majority.
Everybody on our side was like, good. Yes.
Mhm.
FBI.
Yeah, bring it. Absolutely. Well, not everybody, but most everybody.
All right. Well, we shall
I have
see.
my doubts about your girlfriend in Arizona.
Okay. That's my personal project for America. I'm on it. I'm on her.
You're going to
Okay.
have to work it. What can I tell you? You're going to have to unleash all that pent up
It's hot in Arizona. We'll have to
juice.
take
Yeah.
off.
It
we'll have to
is.
take off our-
It's very hot in Arizona.